I randomly decided that I wanted to speak about vulnerability. And I know that's really random considering I'm like part of the beauty community and not a part of the psychological community. That's really attractive, by the way. The psychological community. I don't even know if there is one on YouTube. So, in terms of vulnerability, in the context that I'm speaking about it kind of in relationships. I don't know, I find it very interesting, and I've been thinking about it a lot lately, because I kind of feel like whether you're a male or a female, I feel like we all, no matter what, to an extent, which would vary, we always, like, you know, don't put ourselves out there to a full point, because we don't want to feel vulnerable. And the more that you put your trust into someone, the more vulnerable you are, because you are now letting them have a chance to potentially hurt you, potentially be a great person to you, or potentially cause great stress and trauma. So something that I find interesting is that, once you're hurt, you kind of look at everyone else who could be, okay, like let's say you're hurt in a romantic relationship, and you're hurt again in a romantic relationship, and you continuously are hurt in romantic relationships. So after a while, your wall just starts to, why is my blazer like that? It's like inflating outward, whatever. Once you're hurt, you know, every time you're hurt, your wall, it thickens more and more, and it rises more and more, to the point where it gets very hard to let people pass that wall, whether it be a significant other or if it's just a friend in general, because of the fact that others have hurt you, you tend to now not trust those who haven't hurt you, just because you feel like maybe there's an ulterior motive that they possess, or maybe they just aren't trustworthy, because since that one person that you trusted with all your heart and soul, they hurt you, so this person may have the potential to hurt you as well. I mean, you're probably like, why is this chick giving me so much psychobabble? But I don't know, I find, alright, when I was younger, I would always pretty much just like observe other people and just watch their actions and wonder why people would respond to others in certain ways and what would get people to act in certain ways. So I would always, you know, just like observe people. And I think that's one of the reasons why sometimes when I first meet someone, I'm not like this loud, obnoxious person, but I'm more of this quiet person who kind of just observes. So a lot of times, like let's say in high school, I would kind of just like, when I would have my first class freshman year, I sat in my class and I kind of just like watched everyone. And it sounds weird and creepy, but I don't mean in a way like I was just like watching them like, let's look at people. But more in the sense of I would watch them and just see how people would act in high school and wonder why people interact in the way that they do. And so that's why recently I don't know, I kind of stopped observing people. I'm not people watching, that sounds really weird, I'm not doing that. But just in terms of, sometimes I would just like sit down, talk to some people, and then just wonder why people react to others in different ways. Not like I'm just sitting there and like spying on people. I do not mean that in any terms, that sounds really weird. But, yeah, so recently I've kind of just been observing people, but kind of, you know, just paying attention to how they act in a romantic sense. And like, I've been wondering why people act that way, and I've kind of come to the conclusion that it's kind of a vicious, disgraceful, disgusting cycle. And by that I mean, once one person is hurt, they tend to put that wall up, like I said previously. So now they put up that wall because it's harder for them to trust others now, and they kind of start to believe now that others just always have that ulterior motive, like the first person that they were with. And then I kind of feel like it just kind of goes into this cycle of one person, like let's say nice boy, gets hurt, and then he turns into a jerk and then pretty much hurts another person. And it may not even be because he's trying to be a jerk. Maybe it's just because he can't trust anymore because of the harm that's been bestowed upon him. And although that happens, in a sense that's selfish, because then you know, he hurts a girl, or a girl hurts a guy, and it just keeps going on and on and on and on, and eventually we all just become hurt and depressed, which is kind of depressing. But I don't know, I kind of just find it very interesting that vulnerability and trust, it's such a strong like thing. It's like it's a needle in a haystack, I guess. It's like, or it's a straw that broke the camel's back, kind of. And it sucks that we all can't just be like, you know, like just like honest with each other, because we're afraid that if we are honest with someone, we then trust the person, and then they have the potential to hurt us. And it's very sad, because if you think about it, if we were all truly honest, then the problem of vulnerability wouldn't occur, because if we were truly honest with someone, then we would know if a person had the thought of hurting you, or what's actually going on in their mind when it comes to you. And I don't know, it's something I've been thinking about. I'd really love to hear your opinion on vulnerability in relationships. It doesn't even have to be romantic relationships, friendship relationships as well go through this. Is because, you know, you have one friend that hurts you, like winds up like being a backstabber, and then you wonder to yourself, what about my other friends, you know? So yeah, I don't know, I'm sorry I was like completely serious throughout this video, but it's just something I was thinking about. So I'd love to hear your opinion on this, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.